Before we start today's episode, I want to emphasize that today's conversation includes honest reflections on a past life shaped by drugs, violence, and poor decisions. This episode is not about glorifying that life, it's about understanding the consequences, the impact on family, and what it takes for someone to change. Stories like this are uncomfortable, but they're real. And sometimes the truth is what helps others choose a different path. There was even a moment when his own child refused to acknowledge him as his father. That moment changed everything. Sebastian, thank you so much. Thanks for your
No
time.
problem.
I
No
mean,
problem.
I just met you yesterday and we had a brief conversation, and it was a difficult one.
It was a difficult one. It brought back like memories of years that I wouldn't want to remember, but I would like to share. You know,
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
for like others, for them to get an understanding of what you was. It doesn't mean is what you are now.
Mm.
You can always change. You can be a better person in your life. You don't have to be what you was. And
100%.
even if it was like you did wrong things or you were an addict or whatever, you can change. There is a better world than just that world there. When you're in the drug world, you only think you're in the drug world because that's all you see because you're in it.
Sebastian, before we even talk about the drugs and the, who are you today? I mean, who I met yesterday
Yeah.
and who I'm sitting in front of today is a completely different human being.
Yeah.
I mean, which
You see, like therefore you got to know the whole to know the new.
Sure.
You got to know the whole. So basically now I'm 50 plus. I'm born in 1974. I have 3 children, a good wife. I got 2 good grandchildren. And it wasn't like all this like a look like a good story. Like if you look at it now,
yes,
if you see me now, it looks that good story. But behind that good story is like a dark side of where we were growing up. So you know what? As much as I thank, the first I have to thank is the Lord.
Mm.
I thank the Lord for like really being there, because God looks at your heart. You don't look at your appearance or what you want to do.
Sure.
So He reads what's inside of you, and if you're true for what you're saying, if your tongue is confessing that what you're saying, and if your heart believes and you're really true to it, it comes to pass.
It does come
It's
to pass.
100% guaranteed. I'll give that as a guaranteed thing. That if you really, really, really seek the Lord, you're going to change. You see, I'm a believer. I'm not just a Christian. A Christian, you get billions of Christians. You got to become a believer. It defines your life with God, where now you're a Christian and now you become a believer.
Mm.
It's two different
concepts.
things. Yes. So maybe like as your guys are Hindu,
Yes.
you're all going to use yours faith,
Sure.
and
Sure.
work on that department of it.
Sure.
So it will help you all as you go along.
100%.
And for the children and the youngsters.
100.
So you know what? It was all not just what it seems now. You know what? Hey, yes, now I'm happy. I'm a very happy guy. I live a very happy life. I've got a very supportive wife. I've got
Sure.
supportive children, supportive family, supportive community, because of they know what I was
100%.
and what I am now.
What you are now.
So basically, I want to like motivate those ones that think that there's no way out.
Sure.
I want to motivate them and make them understand that there is a way out of this thing. There is a way. If you really seek for something, you will find it.
You'll find it.
You got to find it because you're seeking. But if you're just lazy and lethargic and lackadaisical, and you just want to just the years, as days go by, weeks go by, months go by, years go by, it'll be 20 years later. It's called a life's roster. I call it a life's roster. So 20 years ago, what you did and what you did last year and what you did a month ago and what you did last week and what you did yesterday.
Yes.
It's the same thing. You wake up, you go to work, you come from work, you eat, you use the facilities, you sleep, you get up again next day. It's a life's roster. You're doing the same thing over and over unless you break it.
True.
You got to break it and understand that, what? We now can do something different.
Correct.
We can do something.
Correct.
It's not all about, that life's roster.
Yes.
Like example, with the guys that is doing drugs now, it's a roster. they got to have a fix in the morning. You got to have it. There's no such thing as if you ask this new drug, which is sugar, that any guy will tell you, you know what, we can go out there and do a job or a chore or something without smoking in the morning.
What do you mean you gotta have it? What does that mean? Okay, what happens if you don't have it?
You see, the craving is overtaking you because you don't have a control. Basically, I think any drug addict or alcoholic can't say me they can maintain it and control it because it's an uncontrollable thing.
Sure.
So if you're really saying me, hey, you know what, I can control the drug, you won't have a roster. The roster is the part where it kicks in when you don't have it. If you had it, it's not going to be a roster. You just wake up in the morning, get your fix, and you're back. And you become like the normal person. Because even in overseas at the moment, there's certain parts of in overseas where they actually supply them with maybe not the full drug thing, but something for them to contain that they don't have to go steal and they don't have to do,
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Just to suppress that.
Yeah, yes. Just to suppress that craving and continue. You understand?
So if a drug addict takes sugar, can he get a fix or a hit by taking something else? Does it have to be that particular?
It's got to be that particular thing. Because I advise guys, I said, guys, you know what? At the present moment in South Africa, it was a drug. Now it's a legal thing like marijuana.
Yes.
Right. We call it Sol. Right.
Sure. So
Durban poison. So right. If you can do that, it's more you'll maintain your life and your lifestyle and your family life because that's a drug you can control. It's used for different ways. It's like some people come with stress at the end of the day. You know what? I'm working on computers or working a fast life job. You come home, you know what? You made a joint or something. It just dropped you. It brought you mellow. It brought you mellow. So where you had that fast and exciting day, you need to be mellow at some point of your day.
Sure.
So that weed actually will mellow you. So I advise a lot of the sugar guys, you know what? Please leave that thing. At least smoke this. I know, you know what? At the end of the day, you want to do something in like a drug. But this is a drug that you can maintain. Because the sugar drug, you can't maintain it.
Can't maintain it.
You can't. Because I saw what, as me being a testimony, my eyes witnessed families that went through where they had everything and then they had nothing. Where you're coming to a neighbor to borrow, you know what? Can I borrow 2 cups and some sauces and spoons because we're getting some visitors coming? So basically, the sugar guy will take out everything away from his home because of the craving. He can't maintain his habit. Now, very little sugar guys, I feel, he's going to have a maintaining job in a company and,
Sure.
maintaining his life with his dressing. When you go to that level of it, it takes you to the lowest of the lowest, where you can be kicked out of your home, live into the streets. You see the guys living in the streets there. Yes. They got a plastic and stuff like that just to cover for the night and just hustle a meal for the day, just continue. But there's no maintenance in the drug life. Because I was a druggie. I left it now 20 years ago, right? Before my last born, I left it. And my 2 other bigger ones, they saw the nonsense that I did with the drugs.
Wow. So what an introduction. Guys, we don't normally do this. Welcome to Voices Unfiltered. This is such an impromptu talk. I mean, what an introduction from Sebastian, who I just met yesterday. An absolute testament to how a human being can actually turn his life around. And, we went straight into it. And Sebastian, I'm going to ask you, you said 20 years ago you were on drugs. Why did you go into drugs?
See, at an early age, my family comes from like a gangster kind of family too. Because those years, like my dad, if somebody hears his name, they're going to fear his name. They're going to fear his name.
Your dad now?
My dad, when we were growing up, I was like, started like at the age of 14. If I'm 51, that's a lot of years ago when I was a youngster. And if you look at a 14-year-old now, he's still a child. But a 14 those years, you're a big guy. Because that time you can school till you're 15 years and start a good job and stuff like that. You can finish standard 6 and you get a good job. Because education wasn't like as high as it's now. And the people were fairly educated. Never mind they did a low standard in school. They were fairly educated. So growing up with a life where my dad was a druggie, my dad he used to abuse my mother. literally abuse it. We should watch. We should actually, when we were like, say, like 9, 10 years, sometimes we want to stand up, not to fight with him, but to tell him, Dad, you know what? Right? Dad, this is Mom. Please stop doing what you're doing, and you got to leave her alone. You understand?
For sure.
And we will catch it. And she should protect us and tell us, you know what? You all need to stay out of it because your dad is going to hit you.
So why do they fear your dad? I mean, so I'm assuming it's not just your mom, the community at large.
Yes, no.
Knew who your dad was and they feared him, right?
Yes, in the district that we stay here at the moment, that when they hear my dad's name, because of him being a gangster kind of guy and very violent. If he was violent at home and if you fought your neighbor and if you caused the trouble, according to him, you did something wrong to us or him or something, he's going to come and fight with you. He's most probably going to hit you very badly. Some of you are going to finish off in a hospital or, very badly injured in this. So that fear was before we can be born, when his young days. He started off being like that. And must know he was in drugs. He used to drink. When we hear the walls banging, me, my mother, and my sibling, we used to duck. Go duck in one room. We didn't have doors in our bedrooms, but just, you know what? We know even you're going to catch us in the wardrobe or under the bed, we'll go and duck because it was out of fear. If we feared him so much, the community feared him. And as me, it was me, mostly me and I got a brother, like say, 1 year, 6 months bigger than me. So it was a very close gap between us. So we were very friendly when we grew up, me and my brother.
Right.
We grew up as being more friends
than actual.
See, my father in the very young days, he taught us something. He said, as you know what, it doesn't matter the size of the guy. It's about what pluck you got inside of you. You must,
right?
Yes, you must have. If you can fear nothing, you're not going to worry about that guy is being big size or he's coming with a weapon. You're going to attack him. My dad taught us those things. There, it's not about the size of the guy. It's about what you have inside of you. You can be like, obviously, a guy will underestimate me. I'm a small-looking guy. I'm not a big-size bodybuilder or something. But if a bigger-sized guy came, then only you will understand. You know what? You made a mistake. You judged me wrong. Because I'm going to take something and I'm going to hit you.
100%.
My dad taught us that. If you can't hit the guy with your hand, you pick up something and hit them.
Sebastian, you said just now when your dad used to come home, he used to be banging things. Banging what? Like
banging the walls, breaking up the doors. If my mother is not in the house and this say there's that order what he put off the day or something did not happen, there's going to be dishes breaking. He can be eating food and my mother, with the whole Tamil people those years, the men must eat first. It's a traditional thing for them. Sure. They must eat first. They get everything separated in the plates. Yeah. They must eat less. If he didn't like there was less salt in the curry, he will pick up the plate and aim for the TV. And the thing will just bust. Things like that. Now, you see, abuse starts from your former life before your life. It starts there. So we were introduced to a life, me and my brother, what we didn't know that it is wrong. Because if there's not a right, so that was right. So we've been introduced to this, how can I say, abusive life.
And that level of abuse.
Yes. Yeah. So we feared nothing. If my father can hit me and really, like, you know what I mean, give marks on me, and he had an India stick. It's his cane. It's an India cane. That thing don't break. It can bend, but it don't break. I'll give you an example. We have a curfew at 8 o'clock. Your guys need to be at home. And me and my brother was going like 14 to 16. We were a little bit with friends. Sure. And, now obviously you're not going to be all the time, set time to come home. Example is one day as we're coming, me and my brother, he said us, sorry, where are you coming from? I'm coming from a friend's home. You know what? Go and F back there. Yeah. And stay there. Because nobody's going to open up the house for you. We had to, it was like rules. And my youngest auntie who stayed with us, she was more of a sister to us. She used to slowly, when the dad sleeps away, open up the doors, slowly bring us into the home. Or my mother used to come quietly and bring us inside the house. Because my dad he was the head, not only the head of the home, his disciplinary action was, you catch hiding. Sure. You catch hiding. If you really going to be, how can I say it, really nonsense, and if he cannot stick you, he's going to even take you and tie you up outside against the tree and put some sugar on you, on your feet or something, and let the ants come to attack you. You're not going to be like a long period of time. Sure. Just like for him, it was like an example, which is abuse. Is abuse. But we weren't taking it as abuse. It's a punishment. It's a punishment.
But it's strange, isn't it? Because on the one hand, he's abusive, but on the other hand, he's being a father and he's being a disciplinarian.
Yeah, you see.
I want you home at certain times.
Yes, yes.
I don't want you hanging out with certain
because
guys.
even him himself learned that it's not abuse, it's disciplining me. If you take a stick and whack me up, in today's life, you hit your child goes to the
child welfare.
Yes,
or
and you're in big trouble. Now, those years we weren't educated.
Sure.
Nobody in school educated us on that, or other things in life, or you know what's supposed to be happening to you and what didn't supposed to be happening to you. We weren't aware. Like now, we have so much of media where a woman will share their stories about being abused. Sure. Children will be sharing their stories and to help others. Now, those days, we didn't have all those things. We grew up basically on what we know, of what we've been taught.
Right.
If you do wrong, you're going to catch hiding.
Sure.
And if you are late and you do something wrong, you're not allowed to go in the house. No, until my dad comes home. He can come home 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. You stand outside and wait. That's his law to my mother.
Wow.
If you come and they do not listen to do certain things, they must stand outside and wait for me. Wow. And my dad was introduced to a lot of drug friends who did drug life and even sold drugs and stuff like that. So he was introduced in those kind of things. So therefore, my mother should always tell my dad, you know what, so you're bringing these drugs and coming home. Fair enough. You got 2 young sons, they're the age of 14. That means they're the mischief, the age where they want to experiment things. You bring in drugs and come in this house. Sooner or later, your children is going to start smoking. Your 2 boys is going to start smoking. And my dad to him was like, it's nothing. Like even like in certain part of our lives when we were young, like the age of 14 and 15, he introduced us to even guns, showed us like how you use a firearm.
Oh, wow.
To make us more aware, like suddenly, you know what?
To protect yourself?
In a sense, like, you know what? Yeah. If and just say a gang comes to attack you all and all, you're going to do what you got to do. Because at the end of the day, you know what? This is what I'm teaching you. So whatever basically he taught us of the fighting life and all, that's how me and my brother grew up. We grew up like soldiers, like how. 100%. And the friends that we met, we didn't meet friends who were bodybuilders and all. We met common guys that were being abused by other guys or mocked by other guys. We brought them in. But we taught them what my father taught us, to be that badass in the sense of being strong. Where people will not assume you can hit them. But if they take a chance, you're going to...
When you say brought them in, are you saying brought them into a gang?
Yeah, it was... those years, it's all about territory when we grew up, in our young days. There were very little people had guns. But there were a lot of bush knives, choppers, wok-talls, things that you can get. You go and home.
What's a wok-tall?
Wok-tall is like those, like a big stick.
Yes.
Those baseball sticks and some you can make from the pick handles. Okay. You can take off a pick handle. Okay. It becomes weapons. Some weapons we used to even make, just to
protect yourself.
Yes, because everybody had gangs that time.
But this is not prison, right? Because you hear stories of guys making weapons in prison.
Yes. And it's similar to that effect about territory too. Like example, if I live in this place here, we're allowed to do our nonsense here. But you can't go in somebody else's territory where there's another gang happening there and you expect to go there and do something nonsense. You're definitely causing trouble. You're definitely going to cause a war. Because those guys are going to come for you all, and they're going to tell other guys, you know what, see, they came there and they interfered with us. So we're coming here to interfere with you. Because I think that we have like a separation. Like there's only one back street here, in our back of our homes. Yeah. And a lot of guys used to pull up there. So that is their territory. Now, if you suddenly come there and call it a bump now, you start bumping, what do you think this guy is going to do? They're going to stop you.
Okay, what if I was just walking past innocently?
No, it's not like that system. You see, the guys today of their gang still life is far different from what we grew up. That time was with the respect and all, but we'll protect like our district, our neighbor people. We'll protect them.
Correct.
And we must remember, we had a dad who was very, very much involved in gangster life, drug life, drinking life. So how do you think me and my brother is going to be growing up?
To be a gangster, do I have to take drugs?
Basically, it all boils down to starting of those kind of things. Because I don't think you get good guys like your son's example, right? They're going to be in a gang. I don't see them as that candidates or that characters to be in a gang. But the characters that you look for to be in a gang is little bit badasses, little bit guys that, you know what, can be plucky. And what makes you those years, what will make you plucky? having a bottle of gin. So you must know we came out with like we did drugs those days like Mandrax.
Yes.
We used to do. There was a thing called Vesprax. Vesprax is and better known to the guys was butterflies. If you even take half a wing of that thing, you're gonna fly. You're gonna fly. Then came after that was Roche, was a 2 milligram Roche. What we was getting, slim way from. It's a medical use. It's mostly for like you break your legs and all to comfort you with the pain
Yes.
and to sleep.
Yes.
But we're using this drug to stay awake. So what do you think this drug is doing to us? It makes you hallucinate. It can make you lose your mind. You'll forget. It's a very forgetful thing. Very forgetful because I can leave something with you. Then later on come and take it from you. But later on, 2 days later, insist to you that you never gave it to me because I don't have the memory of you giving it to me. It cuts off certain parts of your memories.
And you said pain. And there's two types of pain. There's a physical side and the emotional side.
Yes.
And did this actually make you forget the emotional side of the pain?
You know what? It really helped me at that time. I felt it helped me to block myself out of this world of this violent life and being even, you know what? We should get hiding. My dad never played with us, especially me. I was much naughtier than my brother. So I used to catch it much more than him. I used to catch it. And everything was about hiding, you get. That was as we went to the young days.
Sure.
You must know that was the age of 14 to do drugs. It's now, we'll say it's a child, 14 years to do drugs. From 14 to 16, by the time I came 16, we became into the gang life because we're doing drugs for 2 years now.
Were you still in school when this was happening?
Actually, the schooling life was not like very much optional for us. We didn't really care about school. If we went out, sometimes my dad used to send my smaller sister with us to make sure that we entered the school gates. So I'll enter to this side and I'll exit to the other gate. As I walk in, walk through the school, walk back out. We go on, we're doing our own things. We had a section in behind one church in the bottom. It was called Lamp Rock. Why we call it Lamp Rock? It was shaped as a lamp. So after school or when we don't go to school and when our guys want to gather, we all gather if it's in the bush, no community can see us. We can smoke, we can do whatever we need to do up there. Because that was our life that time. Actually, it was like normal.
Sure.
If you grew up in this life, what I lived, it's like normal of you catching hiding, you're drinking or you're drugging and all.
Sure.
But as you get older, it's not the same. It's not the same because you don't have a family that time. You don't have commitments that time.
Yes.
You don't have obligations that time. So it was all just okay. But as I got married very young age, my wife was 19, I was 20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. My son now is the biggest, my eldest is 32. My youngest is 20. I have a daughter, she's 28.
Where did you meet your wife? I mean, that young.
I met her in a very, very young age. Very young age because we came from the same district.
Okay.
And basically we knew each other. And good girls like bad boys. You know, we were with the leather jackets and the gangs. And, amongst the gang, me and my brother was a little flirty, good woman, for money.
Sure.
Before my wife. If we took advantage over that situation. If we can know you to benefit us over finance-wise, we used to do that. Flirt to them and they give us some money because we know we got drug money, drink money.
And when you say money, to buy drugs, what does it cost? I mean,
drugs is very cheap those years. Cost of living weren't as high as what we live in now. Cost of living was very, very, like the highest money, and now at the age of 16 was a 50 rand note just came out. There was no hundreds, there was no 200s, there was basically nothing.
Yes.
Earlier days than that, when I was 12 years old to 14 years old, we go to the bicycle for 25 cents.
To watch a movie, right?
We can go and watch a movie. So we started early days pushing carts, making our money, just for going to the bicycle and stuff like that. So that basically our see the biggest thing we all need to understand is that the foundation. You can't build your house without putting a foundation. You can put up walls, you can put up the roof. Eventually, what's going to happen? It's going to fall. So the foundation of our lives was drug, was violent life. That's the foundation that built us. So as I went through the years, when I came to 20, when I've been married, I assumed you can still be a family man and still be a little gangster kind of guy with your friends and, do your worldly things and your family thing at the same time. I'll be honest to you, it's impossible. And it took me more than 10 years to realize that you know what? It's basically impossible for you to run has like example me asking a guy, you know what? Can you be here and across the street at the same time? It's impossible.
Impossible.
It's impossible. But we wanted to make it to be like it is possible. I tried to run a family. When I got married, my wife knew I was an addict, but she didn't know what's
Level.
the outcome of being the addict, being married, having children, and must know stress is going to push in financial wise. You know, all this is going to build up. It's going to build up. And when something builds up, it explodes.
It does explode.
Yes. And when it explodes, it's going to explode into something not pretty and not good sight to see. So I was married at a very early age. My wife knew I was an addict, but she didn't know like as we're going along. But as the 10 years, I was still with the friends, with drinking and smoking and being abusive. I used to, gospel truth. My wife will testify to this. On our young days of marriage, if I walk with her in the street, if she says me something wrong, if she looks at me wrong, that's how my father taught me. She's going to catch ID.
She's your wife.
She's
she
my
will look
wife.
at you, right?
She's no, you like just an example. I told her, you know what? Hey, we're not gonna do this today. And like, hey, but why? Sabi, like why? Like I don't need to answer you why. I'm gonna take you with the 2 hits and you're gonna keep quiet. So you're not gonna ask me that again. You see, we grew up in that system. As I said, the foundation. If you be built in that foundation, that's it. And a lot of guys will relate to what I'm saying is the truth because that's the system we're going into.
Normal.
It's normal. It's not an abnormal. Yes,
yeah.
It's not an abnormal thing. It's just basically it's a normal thing. So you're not going to realize, you know what? Hey, because my father did that. I saw him doing that, and he'll quieten the whole house. But it's not a respect. It's a fear. And as I grew up, I didn't want the fear, people to fear me, my families to fear me, my children to fear me, the community to fear me. I wanted them to respect me.
For sure.
Because it's not the same thing as fearing and respect. It's not the same thing.
Not the same thing.
Yeah, the guy will fear you, but doesn't mean he respects you. Same with my wife. She used to fear me. She shouldn't respect me. Today, she respects me. She loves me for who I am now in my life.
Because of the person you are, right?
Because of the change that, you know what, the sacrifices you got to make. If you don't sacrifice, you're just going to live the life's roster, as I spoke about earlier. That's called a life's roster. You can be even 50 years old. What you did when you was 20, you still do when you're 50, if you don't change your roster. I named it that. And I told when I motivated youngsters that when they were in the drug life, people used to come and sit with me like how you sitting with me. And I don't tell them about somebody else. I tell them about me because I was there. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I was and what I was doing in drug life, stealing.
So, Sebastian, before we go there, I want to go back to your father, if that's okay. Because he wasn't a normal person. My understanding is that he also got to travel a bit.
Yes, he got to travel a lot.
Because he was not just a normal gangster.
Yeah. No, he was like a right-hand man for the drug person. Sure. And they went a lot of places like India and China and Japan. They're mostly basically holidays because of the finance they had. And you don't know on your holiday what other things can inspire from that, you know?
But now, which year are we talking about that your father is now going on these holidays? I mean, how long ago? 1970s? 1980s?
No. If I was, say, about 12 to 14 years, right? So that'll make it in the 80s, going 90s, into the 90s.
And these were just stories you heard where people traveled overseas. Here's your dad living this.
Yeah, he lived. And life. You know what? Financial wise, obviously, he used to support us on that. But we didn't have a dad because he used to miss a lot. You know, my mom used to take care of us. I had my grandfather that I got a very high respect over because he was a head waiter in Durban Turf Club, Peter Marisburg and Stephanie's Bank, and he used to supply us with a lot of food items, even if the house was. Those years, very little people were rich, in a sense. A lot of us will eat meat, you a little of it, where we ate meat once a week.
Yes.
Chicken curry. Even if you got a 2-piece chicken with a perito and some rice, and all cousins sit together and all be happy about it. Sure. During the week, we can hustle the foods and stuff like that. So we grew up like that. And a big part was to my grandfather, where he put himself as my father when my dad wasn't there. And he was the total opposite of my dad. He was more of the love, the caring, the sharing, the calm, being with us, our needs. If I ran for something, I'll go to my grandfather and ask him. Because my dad was always missing. And to him, it was like normal because he just gave us the money for the house. And, mom buy some things and, clothes or whatever and carry on. But the missing part was where he used to travel a lot because of his drug friends, his drug life, his system. He introduced us to drugs, whichever way you look at it, because he brought it and came home. And when he used to leave it there, I used to steal it.
Steal it to do what?
I used to steal it to take it. Me and my brother, I should tell him, see, I stole some buttons and stuff like that. We bring some other friends of us. As I told you, we had that place in the bush area, Lamp Rock. We go there and we get high. And we sit there the whole day.
So your dad used to bring the drugs home. Like what sort of quantities are we talking?
We're talking big quantities of drugs because they were in the drug life.
Bags full, pockets full?
Big quantities. And I used to just steal off them because you're not going to really notice.
One tablet going, right?
Yeah, a couple from each packet and stuff like that. So I used to steal them and smoke them because we were brought up into that drug life. We were brought up into that abusive life. Yeah. We were brought up, as I say again, I'll still use it as the term, the foundation. We've been set for that life. So that's what we were. We were addicts. And me and my brother were very violent guys. You must know I had his back and he had my back and he knew that I had his back. And I know my big bro had my back and you won't take a chance with me. Even if I'm not there and you interfere with me, he's coming, he's banging you and telling you to, hey, you take a chance with my little bro again. This is nothing what's happening to you. The next time I come, it's going to be much more worse than this. Yeah. And I will do the very same thing if I know my brother is involved. I'm going to go to the guys and tell them, hey, see, you better watch it. That's my big bro there. You try your tricks with that there. You asking for this whole family. Like, that's how we were. When we were young, like 16 years, if my dad had a fight, where do you think we were when the fight was happening? We were in the fight.
In the fight.
With the Wachtal, with the bushknife, with the chopper, with something to be violent with him, to show him, hey, you know what? Your soldiers is standing with you, and we will die with you if it have to be that way then.
What's the ugliest thing you've done? The most violent thing you've done? And regret it?
One day I met a guy after many years, and he was doing car guarding, and I was with my wife, and he said to me, Sebastian, how are you? I said, okay. He said to me, till today I live with one lungs because I pooped him in a fight. Him and his dad caught me in a shopping center, and his dad held me and he hit me. So when I caught him alone, I whacked him, but I poked him at the same time.
So you stabbed him?
I stabbed him.
Where?
In his back.
And it went into
yes, he lost his lung? He lost one lung. And it was a very sad event. It's nothing to be proud about. It's something that I'll testify to tell people, you know what, those are not good things to do. When it comes back to you, it's like such a wrong thing. I even chopped, not once, on a couple of occasions, I chopped a couple guys in, fighting violent with the gangs and stuff like that. And I chopped a couple
when you
guys.
say chop to do what?
With the bush knife. We had to,
and hit them where? Like who?
On the shoulders, I chopped him. One guy I had to run behind him because my bush knife was still stuck on him, just to get him.
So you wanted that back?
I wanted my bush knife back, and it was stuck on him, and I had to retrieve my bush knife. It's as I'm saying, the foundation, we were built like that, and I know what, it was like a name thing, like, hey, that those guys from there, he had what they did, certain thing. When we grew up, it was like a normal thing for us. Gangs used to do that. When it wasn't like specifically our guys that did it. Other guys, if they did certain thing, that's what would have came out of it. Like, you know what? Hey, heard what those did last night. They revived there down in the district there. They whacked one towards. They put the two guys in hospital. Yeah, that guy got about 40 stitches, things like that.
But that's how you demand respect, right?
That's how
your name's traveling.
That's how the name is traveling. That's how my dad's name was. That's how he taught us to be. But we're not realizing at that time. You know what? Is these right things? Or these things are wrong.
Are wrong.
You understand, sir?
Was there ever a time that you feared for your life or your family's life?
Many occasions.
People actually came home looking for you? Or
I had, in one occasion, my son was about 4 months old.
Is this your first child now, right?
First child. My firstborn. Mm-hmm. And he's about 4 months old, so we came to my in-laws' house. Mm-hmm. And there was a fight happening with my dad. He used to take a lot of drugs. So this other big-sized guy, he took advantage of him because he saw him high. And never mind of his name that he feared, but he wanted to show maybe that he could hit this guy, my dad now. So he maybe thought he'll get a bigger name of it or something. Sure. So when I came to this, it was a tuck shop place, and they had some pool table things and stuff. So I rocked up there with a couple of my friends. I see this big size guy is interfering with my dad. So obviously, you know what, game is on. I'm not going to question you, you know what, hey, what is wrong with you pushing my dad? It's like, you know what, we're not going to talk. The thing my dad taught us is you hit first and then talk. You don't talk and then hit.
And then, sure.
It's just like a barking dog.
Yes.
You hit, and then you ask the guy, hey, now what happened now? What's the story? What you interfered with my dad for? And you know what? The guys came home. There was over 40 of them, and they told my mom to. They told
40?
her more than 40. They told her they rushed into, because at that time my dad wasn't there. It only was my mom and my youngest siblings was there. And they rushed even to the house looking for me upstairs and stuff. And they told my mom, you know what? Your son is going to be dead. He's going to be dead. Even here in the back streets, I got involved plenty of times where, you know what? It was like, hey, this is my last. Because we got people looking for you. As much as you must remember, when you live a gangster life, as much as you're going to dish it, you must be able to receive
take it. Yes. Absolutely.
Yes. Because don't think, and my dad always taught me that even if there's 3 guys, if the 3 are going to whack you and you start blocking, you're going to only catch hiding. But if you defend yourself, at least hit one guy, drop that one guy too. You know you gave something back. So you never just get it for nothing. You never get it for nothing. You gave something.
But you also earn respect now in the rival gang, because they now know
this guy is
Sebastian is able to handle himself.
He's able to handle himself, and he don't take bullshit.
Gotcha.
He's going to be, you know. Gotcha. But you see, through the years, we got to learn something, right? A price of a mistake is knowledge. You don't lose out everything. You don't lose out everything. There's a price to pay. Obviously, when I did wrong, there was a price to pay with it. But if you don't get anything out of it, then you lost out. But you gain something from it, which is called knowledge. So as I went through the years, the knowledge will increase. It increased. Not to all men, because you hear the term, you know, they say as you're getting older, you become wiser. Right? But it don't happen for everybody. Because somebody can be, if you still have that life's roster in you, what you did when you was a youngster, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, you'll still be the same. You would still be the same. Why? Because you never change and there's no knowledge coming out of it. You made a mistake, but you learned nothing of it.
And then, but how did you justify all this to yourself? Like you would do something wrong, whether it's abuse to your wife or drugs. When you do the action thereafter, how did you justify to yourself that this is normal, what I did, she deserved it or he deserved it?
Actually, you look at it in a part like, you know what, you'll use it in this term here for benefit of you now. You'll say like, you know what, if she didn't open her mouth, I wouldn't have hit her. If she should have shut her mouth. But it's not like that. Today, I'm for the woman. 100%. I'm against men that 100%. Will want to abuse women or children or stuff like that. Because I lived abusive life. I used to hit my wife. I used to be abusive in my community. So I know what it's about. It's not a right thing, and you should not be doing that. You cannot hit your wife. She's an equal to you. She's your backbone. If you need something, you run to your wife 100%. Or your family. So imagine you treat her, now it's not a wife. Now she's just another a thing. Yeah, she's just another thing. It's not like that. It's not like it's the wrong thing to do. But at that time, as you said, to make yourself feel good, like, yeah, you know what, if she didn't open her mouth, and if you want to just say, Christmas came, you know what, I'm giving up drugs. Good enough, right? New Year's resolution, I gave up drugs. January, you and your wife had an argument. I'm going to use that argument as an excuse to get high. So when I come back high, yeah, you know why? Through you, I want to smoke. But literally, you need to change your life.
100%.
You're not changing their life by using them as an example or excuse to do what you need to do. You need to catch a wake up and say, you know what? I need to do the right thing. Is that the right thing? I'm using them. You got to give up drugs for yourself, not for your spouse, not for your siblings, not for anyone else. You got to do it for yourself. You got to do it for yourself. And if you are true, I'm a living testimony to this. Guys that will see this video will know, who knows me, will tell you back in my days what I was. And to know now what I am now, I'm a man of God. I live by the word of God. I live with my family. I try to give them. I can't see what I robbed them for. I can't give them back. But what I can give them is a better life. My grandchildren, they love me. My granddaughter, she stayed all her life with me. Her mom worked, and she was all the time I grew up. And me and her, we're together. And my family, even my wife, me and her goes to fishing now. We cool off together, like chummies. I don't have no friends. Yeah, just the two of us. I don't have no friends. Back in the days, we were gangs. As I grew up, we had friends, gangs. But now it's not like that. Now it's a life of enjoyment. And you don't have to be high to have fun. You don't have to be under the influence of alcohol to have fun. You can have clean fun. You can have 100% clean fun. There's no such thing. Me and I go fishing. So me and I are safe there. We park our vehicle. we got our food and stuff, our bait, we go fishing. It's a therapy for me and my wife. It's a therapy. If you want to be close to somebody, sometimes you must understand. No man gonna tell me this. You know that spicy life I had with my wife. I'm not saying anything wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe you still does it, right? But I'm saying, like, you know what, the spicy life we had with our wives those years, taking them out to the movies,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
park, sit in the park. I can stand in this back streets late in the night. Nobody's gonna worry us. We did those things there. Do we do the same things now? I'm married 32 years now. No, it's as the years go, we lose interest in things, and it's not exciting as it was.
We
But what
take it
I'm
for
saying,
granted, right?
yes, we take it for granted. So what I'm saying is, the fishing part of it, I'm a fisherman all my life. I love fishing. I did it to grow my children up in the young days when I was a fisherman, when things were really bad. I fished and I sold fish and I provided for the family. My wife used to do crocheting and stuff like that. We used to sell the things. We used to hustle. We hustled with the market business, just making ends meet to make sure that all our children go through a good schooling career, give them the best opportunity in their lives, that what we didn't have and stuff like that. We did it. So, you know what? It's now that me and my wife, we are friends. We love each other much more than what we did in the years. We are friends in the sense of, we enjoy each other, our company.
Wow.
Yeah. She's and you know what, in the fishing it's like a coordinated thing. We sit, we eat first, then we fish, we cool off. It's not all about the fishing. It's a therapy. You just go to the seaside. Go away from your families. Go on side where there's no noise. Only you can hear the waves and just look at the waves breaking on a rock area and that atmosphere. It's a therapy by itself. So me and I use these things there. And at the same time, would imagine being a busy family life. You don't have time for your wife. Your wife have no time for you. It's all about the children,
about
the house, the work, the things you need to do, clothing, cookings, and all that. Where's the time socializing with the family life?
100%.
Nothing. So we use this for our sociable life and to bond. It made a big difference. I'll advise people out there, when you're married for long years, it's going to get boring. You need to change it. And one of the therapy things is fishing with your wife. You'll notice that, you're bonding. Even if you didn't love fishing, you'll suddenly, she never used to do fishing. She never used to like fishing. She'll clean the fish, fry the fish. I was the fisherman.
The fisherman,
but it came like 10 years now that we do it because I have no friends. I always had friends. I played ball all my life. After I gave up the drugs 20 years ago, straight from there, I went into football. I kept to that. You got to change. You can't be with the same friends, same activities, and do the same things and expect to change. It don't work like that. It will never work like that. You got to change your whole set. That life roster, you got to leave it one side.
Sure.
You got to make something new, something change. So to change, like not to be just sitting and doing nothing, I got into a soccer club. I ran a soccer club. I played soccer for them, through the years. I played right till almost the age of 45 plus. I played soccer. On the COVID time only, I came out of the soccer thing. But that's basically what I'm trying to tell people is, there's the drug life and there's the family life. You got to choose, what do you want? Do you want still the drug life, which I'll guarantee you, it's not going to take you anywhere. You're going to become a person that nobody will even remember. Where if you pass on to, nobody is really cared. They won't even want to come to the funeral because that's how low in society you become. And there is the family life where you as the drug addict and the abusive person can change your life from this to this. Yeah. It's hard work. 20 years ago when I gave up, I was doing a lot of rocks and buttons. My wife didn't know what was. She knew buttons. She didn't know what was rocks. Rocks is a thing. Rock is it's cocaine system, but we smoke it in a pipe. It's a hard form. You put a piece there, you melt it, and you pull it. So if you do it in the toilet, there's no basically a smell like a cigarette, how you smell a cigarette. Okay. So nobody will basically know you're even doing it. Wow. With the Mandrax, you're going to get the Mandrax smell. Wow. Zol you do, you're going to get Zol smell. Wow. But this rock, no, you're not going to get it. But it's like a thing what guys use the term, eat some more. Because once you start it, you just want more and more and more and more. Oh, no. Because that day took me to the lowest point of my drug life. Doing popping, roche, doing buttons, and doing the rock at the same time. Wow. That took me to the lowest. Yeah, that took me. And you can drink. If the drug is not too kicking in, then you can say, guys, hey, get some automobils and some beers or something, you know. We'll have, while we're eating a steak, let's have some beers with it, you know, just to feel more high. That was our life. That was our life.
This decision to stop doing drugs, was it like an overnight decision? Was it a gradual?
It was getting there, because you see, nobody in our male's family life, like nobody told my father what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and why to do it. We grew up in the same system, so my wife couldn't ask us, or families or friends ask us, when you're going to do it, why you're going to do it, and all of those questions are there. But it started to build up where even my wife, like, indirectly started to send that notice out there, like, you know what, if you're not gonna catch a wake up, we've got 2 children which is going in the ages of 10 years and 8 years and all, and if you don't catch a wake up, if I have to like take them away from you and run away and grow them up, I think that's going to be the option. But she wouldn't tell me directly, because she knows she's fearing that I'm going to hit her for it. So it was slowly coming. Yes, even my parents started to notify me, you know what's here, the direction what you was when you wasn't a married guy, and now that you're a married guy, you can't have that intertwined. It's you got to cut it off. You got to let that loose or let this loose. If you want to live that house, and if you do choose that, it's like, we don't want you. We don't own you. You're not my son. My mother and my father would say, you're not my son. You gotta find your own way. And the wife, eventually it was going to that department where, you know what, you stop loving me, you know, in that sense. And you know what, I'm going to walk away from this. And I thank her and I thank God that, you know what, she was a strong woman, because you don't get a lot of women for a husband being abusive, a drug addict, a drinker, to still stick with you. Sure. You know what, if I was the woman, I told her many years later, when we were normal people now, I told her, you know what, if I was you, I'll run away. I would have run away a long time. 100%. I'll leave you. Why would you want me to stay here, to catch hiding, still to cook the food, to clean the house, and still take care of the children, to do everything, and you just come here and you just... Yeah. I'll run away. I'll run away. If I was the female, I would have been gone. And you know what, I thank God, I thank her that, you know what, she was still there for me and stuck to that nonsense, because she, most probably she understood. And you know, but she didn't realize the outcome of this explosion. But she understood me, you know what, he was a drug addict. He comes from a gangster life. He's been abused. He did abusing, you know, things like that. So she had a little understanding, but still, again, I told her, I'll run. I would have been gone. Yeah, I'll run as far as possible, that you will never see me again. There was earlier on, we were having a conversation, you said there was a point when you were carrying a packet of drugs and you literally threw it behind you, over your shoulder. And at that defining moment, you said, I'm not doing this. Yeah, you see, that started that same time, as I said you about, where it started to slowly creep in, that, you know what, not directly, but indirectly, you're going to lose everything. You're going to lose your house. You're going to lose your family life. You're going to lose your friends. You're going to lose your mother and father, your siblings, everything you're going to lose. You know, for what? Just for one thing, your drugs. If you do not choose this, all of this, just compared to this one thing, you're going to lose all of this just for this one thing. Yeah? And that was the position that I've been put in at that particular time, where I had to make a choice. So that night, the day before that, my friend stole his sister's phone, and he used me to go pawn it in a pawn shop, and we bought drugs and we did it. So when we were smoking rock and the buttons, I said to him, my friend, I said to him, you know what, see, after today, I don't think I'll be smoking. It's just while we're high now. Right? So I just told him that. But when I came home, I had rock in the solid form. I had them in the pipe. I had the buttons. I had crushed button, solid button. I had the neck. We call it a neck, right? A bottleneck. Yes, we smoke from a bottleneck. So the bottleneck was still full. With the crushed papers, I used to take this lot of papers, you know, for crushed papers. I had it all there. I'll still tell you this. It's a memory that I will never forget, and I shared with a lot of addicts way to, you know, make them understand. It was a Checkers packet, a yellow Checkers packet. It wasn't this any other kind packet. It was a Checkers packet that I took from home. I got a special drawer in my kitchen. Nobody touches it. Nobody, not even my wife will open the drawer and see what's inside. That's my drug drawer. I took out everything what was there. I could have gave my friend who still smokes, but I didn't want to do that. This was a decision which changed my life. And the biggest backup I had was God. I had God. If I had God, because I lost everything else. I know my family, I lost them already. I know my friends, I lost my house. the community, the respect, everything I lost already. So I just never just fall on my back. I fell face flat. That's how bad my falling was. It was a bad falling, a bad falling. So I decided that night there, where I lived, there was like a temple, and behind the temple, there's a staircase going into another district, and there's a big bush there. So I came, I put all the drugs there. I came, I walked down the stair. When I came to the last stairs where it goes down, I stopped and I swung this packet and I threw the packet over my shoulders and I walked away. And I walked away, and ever since that day till today, it's been 20 years later, I never did drugs, no buttons, no rock, no fun, no birthdays, no anniversaries. I'm married 32 years, no anniversaries, no Christmas, no New Year's, no nothing, no alcohol, and no drugs. But it didn't just be an overnight thing, because I knew they're going to be withdrawals. They're going to be cravings. So it's not just, you know what, just that night, me taking the packet and throwing away. But I never went back the next morning to go look for it. I never. But I locked myself up in my home. Nobody did it to me. Nobody chained me down. Nobody forced me to do it. I locked myself up in my house for more than 3 to 4 months. My neighbors, we lived in the flats. We got 6 families, nosy people. We got communities, like you're living in a small space of, say, 100 meters squared. You got like about thousands of people. While you're living in the flats, it's a Bronx. You got everything is happening. It's alive. Then in the night, everything comes alive there. We're living there. You think people are not nosy to us? Hey, people assumed, you know what? Nishani, your husband left you. Oh, he's gone to the rehab. Oh, where is he? We never see him. My friends used to come because it was a daily habit. They come, they'll eat a whistle. It's a CT, we call it. They'll eat that CT. I'll know they came with the drugs now. I just come out with the crush paper, the neck and all, because I'm the, like I'll say, like the main man. I doctor. So you bring the button for smoking, you give it to me, I'll crush it. I'll, share for each and us. Like I'm the doctor person of it. I'll doctor your one. We call it like that. So I didn't even need the money. The guys used to come with the drugs. They just give me a whistle and we get introduced. We start smoking. So you know what? When I'm locking myself up, the guys want to know, hey, like some guys nickname, they call me Dog. They come home, hey, where's Dog? He's not here. Things like that. Where is he? Then my wife should say, no, he's sleeping, he's sick. Make excuses every time. No, he's bathing. Oh, he's eating. So it became excuses after excuses. Then the guy slowly noticed, you know what? Hey, we're not going to come for you because you're not available. You need available guys. So I'm no more available. For that 4 months I stuck in the house, I only used to watch gospel channel. I used to write down scriptures and stuff like that. How many evenings me and the wife, we used to have altar calls, which we never had before. So all the scriptures, what I used to learn for during the day, I wanted to read it to me, from the Bible now, right? Just because faith comes by hearing, but by the word of God. So when I've been taught that, I want to hear more about God. So I got more involved into the gospel part, and I blocked myself away from the world for 4 months. When I came out, I was fair as you. When I came outside, I couldn't even stick the sun, because I never came outside to do sweeping of my yard like what I used to do when we lived there, or do anything outside. Like everything was inside. Going to the shop, my families used to help me. The wife, the children used to do it. Nothing I did for 4 months except stick myself into this house and do nothing except just eat when I need to eat. Junk they used to buy. They used to buy chips, biscuits, chocolates, and leave for me just because I'm in the house, because it's a nightmare. If I'll be lying if I tell any addict out there, when you give it up, you know what? It's just like this. It's a child play. It's a lie. It is hard. It is craving. It is gonna be sleepless nights. It is gonna be like, you know what? You like in hell. But at the end of it, there's a bright light, and there's prosperity, and there's a better future. There's a better life that you can live. There's an enjoyable life. My children tell me, Daddy, you know what, I'll show you photos when you was in the age from 20 to 30 with your big beard and hair and whatever. You look so old. But now you are 52 years. I'll be 52 in April. I'm going to be 52, but they tell me you look younger than when you was 20 to 30. Why? Because of you leaving the drugs and you maintaining your life. yourself, you eat well. You're not like when you drink, you'll notice as you're getting into the age, you'll notice a drinker with a blown up face and that eyes and the reddish things. You'll notice all these things up here. So what I'm saying to the guys out there, it's not impossible. It's not impossible. It's hard work, but it is possible. The first thing you need to do is take God in your life. Number one, take God in your life. Which God you pray for, you feel gonna help you, you
Do it.
do it. Go there. For me, it was the Lord Jesus Christ. I took the Lord first. Don't worry about family life. Don't worry about friends, your work, and other activities. First, concentrate on the number one thing, God. Put God first. The second thing you do is to start taking your wife, if you are married, or your sibling seriously when they want to help you. Because people want to help you. Nobody wants to see somebody live in the street. No food to eat. When I'm telling you back in the days, you don't worry whether your shoes is torn, whether you had a bath, whether you had a haircut, whether you had food. I can spend 5,000 rand for drugs, but I'll buy polony and bread and me and my 4 friends will eat. How much is polony and bread? 5 rand polony, 5 rand is a bread for 10 rand, but I can smoke 5,000 rand.
Just like that.
Just like that. And when you do things like raw, that is 40 rand a piece. It's a small piece that I can hit it one time. So how much do you need for a day? Then comes in to maintain your habit. You're going to take whatever you think valuable in your house. When your house is swapped, where are you going to get your...
100%.
You're going to go to steal.
Yeah.
Shopping centers, anywhere. Rob a person too if you have to. Just to make sure you're maintaining your life of the drug life.
I met you now, at the Bangladesh market. You and your wife had this amazing stall, amazing food. It was fantastic. So thank you very much, Sebastian.
No problem.
But now, what is being an entrepreneur now? People don't know you. They don't know your past. All they see is this businessman.
Yes, what they see
that
now.
is selling stuff. So what does the honest living mean to you now?
It's a blessing now to give and to put, and it makes me so proud, like to know that, you know what, yes, I can provide.
Yeah.
But back in the days as an addict, I can't provide. Actually, my wife used to provide, and I used to steal even from there.
Wow.
If I go to the shop, she'll say me, you know what, go and buy like a groceries. I'm cutting down the items to make sure I still got sufficient money to do drugs. Sometimes steal. I went to points where I took our wedding ring and I sold it. Just for drugs. I sold it. Belongings sometimes could be belongings from my children and stuff. I took it, I sold it because I needed to be high.
To fix that.
Yeah. But now it's totally different. Where I know, you know what, I can give back now. I can give back. My grandchildren, she's 6 years old, and my grandchildren, my children, my wife, they mean the world to me. I lost my dad last year, but my mom, my siblings, they mean the world to me now. I love them. I respect them. And my nephews, nieces, they love me. They respect me. They give me what is in mine now. I deserve it now. I deserve it. I didn't deserve it then. I deserve it now. Because what I was and what I am is a total different thing. And as it goes further, I know it's going to become better. I know that.
Who do you hope is watching this right now?
For now, I would hope like all the drug addicts there, especially I have a younger brother that is still doing the drug called sugar, and I never did sugar, so I can't speculate on like how it's done or what it does to you. But what I can say is, from what I observed of him, his lifestyle is he don't care of respect. He don't care if anybody loves him. It's just about him getting his fix. Yeah. And I pray to God that not only my younger brother, but I take all the youngsters out there, even females, as my brothers, younger brothers and sisters, for them to know, you know what, there is hope. There is hope. You got to trust, you got to believe and have faith in what you do in your life. You can't just live that life's roster. It will inbound you. It will tie you up. It will bring you down and never release you until you break that. You got to break. It's called a life's roster. A life's roster is a thing that what you do, you know what, if you look at basic people, they do the same thing.
I like that.
Over and over. Life's roster. You'll do the same thing over and over and over and over. So if you're a drug addict, if your sons were drug addicts, if they do not make the change in their life, what would they continue if they are the 20-year-olds now? Sure. When they become 40, what would they be doing? The same thing, because it's life's roster. Until you break that cycle. You got to break it. And as I say again, it's not easy, but it's possible. It's not easy. It's possible. You got to take it. You got to want it. You got to want it. Which is more, at the end of the story, I want people to weigh up the decision that whether your left hand, which is doing all that nonsense, and what you are doing or used to do, or the things that is in your right hand, that is going to pick it up and drop that scale. And one day, when you look at the scale of justice, which we're all going to go into that stage one day, when you see the scale of justice, you must see that right hand to the highest of whatever you can. God loves us to be triers. He wants us, the best you can do is try. And when you fail, what do? You try again. You don't just stop and sit on your mess that you made all your life, that you're going to sit in your mess. You got to get up, clean yourself up, wash yourself up, and continue, because the race will still continue. Whether you're in it or not, the race will still continue. Life still goes on. It still goes on and on and on. So either you behind it or with it.
100%.
You got to make the choice. It's a fair factor solely by yourself to make a choice, not for your wife, not for your children, not for your friends, or for this world. You make a choice for yourself. The first thing you do is choose for yourself. You want to be a better man in your life. And when you become a better man in your life, every other thing will fall in plan and place exactly according to yours and even more.
100%.
Why? Because you became now the head of your house, the prophet and the priest in your home.
Yes.
When you take that position, everything will come in order. But if you lack in it, if you don't want it, that position there is not fulfilled. Everything will be not fulfilled. But if that's fulfilled, every other thing will fall into plan and place. And you see, your young ones are looking at you, and you build that foundation for them. So you believe, and they must believe, that that foundation that you build for them, that good life, that drug-free life, that alcohol-free life, you don't have to drink to have fun.
No.
You can still have fun. I do it today. We go to chalets, we book in places, we go eat out, what we never used to do before. We're an entire family, me, my 3 children, my grandchildren, me and my wife, and sometimes my wife's in-laws and stuff. We get together. Even my brothers and sisters, we can get together. We have eat, we cook food, bring in shares. We go to the beaches. We do so much of fun things now. And it is, it's enjoyment. You got photos to look back and say, hey, you know what? Hey, remember, hey, how that wave capsided you when you was in the beach. It's memories that we're going to leave behind. If you don't leave that good footprint and go, you wasted your time on this earth.
Yeah.
You wasted your time.
There's no legacy.
There's no legacy. There's no nothing. Who's going to remember you?
Okay.
People must remember you for the things, what you are now, the good things. They mustn't remember. I don't want anybody to remember 20 years ago what I used to do, chopping the people, fighting, drug life. As I said, my foundation, what my father built for me and my brother to become these people in our lives. But I'm saying, we lived that hard Bronx life, and I got out of it. My brother got out of it. There is a lot of my friends are in jail or either dead because they didn't listen and they choose their path. We all got our paths. It depends what path you want to take. You can run 100 miles an hour, but if you're in the wrong direction, you'll never get there. Yeah. You can be slow or fast, you'll never get there. You got to be in the right direction.
100%.
Your direction got to be, the focus got to be right. You got to set yourself on a course and that race and continue. It's hard. It is hard. But you got families supporting you. You got friends supporting you. You got people who love you. So you cannot say, you know what, I'm alone. At one stage when I was a drug addict and I had 2 children at home, and I said to myself, I'm so bad and I never did nothing good in my life. You know what? The only thing for me to do now is, take a rope and hang myself. It came into my mind, and I cried that night, and I said to myself, you know what? Because I I never did nothing good. Look at my children becoming 10 to 12 years old. My wife never gave her a good married life. Disrespected her, hit her. And there's nothing, and I'm so low, I don't have clothes. I have no haircut, no nothing. I'm like there's nothing for me to live for. That's how I felt. And I said to myself, you know what? I'll just go behind this place over here. There's trees there, and just take a rope and just hang myself and get this thing over and done with. Because there's nothing. That is the devil talking. That is the devil speaking to you and telling you, you know what? There is no other option. He'll take you to a height and he'll release you. And then you're going to come tumbling down because he motivates you. He tells you, go do this. Nice to rob, cheat, steal, have an affair or whatever you can do. He takes you to that height. He shows you the fame and all. And one day, he's going to leave you. And that day, you're going to come tumbling down. So your focus, the path that you choose, it's not going to be the easiest path. There's a lot of easier paths. If I look back in the days, there was a lot of easier paths that I could have chosen. But the path that I chose was the hardest path, the most narrowest path, the most path that had this even trials and tribulations and obstacles and everything. But I chose it because it's worth it. Your family is more worth it to you than any other thing that you can ever do. So if you're a druggie out there, maybe if you think it's not for you, you got to make sure that you become a better man for your families to enjoy you, because they deserve that. They deserve it. You think my wife deserves for me to smack up? Imagine in a shopping center, in front of a whole lot of crowd. People are shopping, and a woman is catching it. I'm young. I'm 20-something. She's a young woman. She's a young, beautiful woman. And then she's getting hit. I can even kick you. Is that a nice thing? Is that the right thing? Is that the appropriate thing to do? Was that the path, what was set for me? Is that what was there? I used that tools to set, I was in that path until I changed my path. As I told you, when I gave it up, you got to give up everything with it, your friends, your contacts, your things, and everything relative to that. That roster needs to be put one side. If you are taking up something else, you got to leave everything behind. You don't take that baggages with you. Can you run a race with 2 10-kilo rice, 5 oils in your hand, and your legs strapped to things? How fast are you going to run?
Never.
Drop off those baggages. It's called baggages. Drop it off. Drop it off. And you'll see how much, now that I am light, I'm light now. I don't have baggages on me. I don't have this weight which is weighing me down that I can't even walk, leave alone run. Now I can run because I'm light. All those weights have been taken off me.
Yeah.
But you need help. People need help. And there is, see, like as you're doing this video, as you said, is to motivate those women and those men out there. Do not say yourself that it is impossible. It is hard, but it's not impossible. It's a very, very possible thing if you do it the hard, righteous way. It's going to be hard. But one day I'm standing 20 years later, I'm sitting here with you 20 years later, speaking to you and telling you this as a testimony of my life, saying you that, you know what, it is possible and you're going to enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. As we spoke about yesterday, and I told you, when you're a player, you don't see the thing like the coach sees the players playing.
Yes.
So now that I'm no more a player, I'm a spectator. When I watch the game, hey,
very different. Eh?
It's very, very different. Very different. Now I'm spectating and I can look at the things now and say, hey, that was me. That was me. Therefore, I don't condemn a drinker. I won't condemn a smoker. I'll advise them.
Sure.
Because if I am condemning that smoker or that drinker, I'm condemning myself.
Correct.
Because I was that.
You was that.
And does not mean if those people are doing it now, they cannot be not doing it one day. It's very much a possibility that one day that person can say, you know what, I don't do this anymore. I'm alcohol free. I'm drug free. You know, even if you go to a rehab, right? I'm not putting any rehab down, but what I'm saying is I'm going to speak my view on it, right? You see, you must understand something. If you go to the rehab and in your heart you don't want to give it up, you will go to the rehab, stay there 6 months to a year to 3 years and come back and still do the drugs and still do the alcohol because you choose not to do it. It's not the rehab.
It's not the rehab.
The rehab is there to help you. The choice they can't make for you. No. The choice factor is us. Correct. You and I got to make the choice. Correct. You and I got to think to say, well, you know what? Is it a right choice that we are making? Choice factor is we do choices every day. We got to choose what we eat, what we're buying, our budget. If you don't run your house on a budget, how are you running your house?
Correct.
You see, everything is by choice.
Correct.
It's not just we do it offhand. And a little premeditated way is a good thing too. Like I must know today what I'm going to do tomorrow. It's premeditatedly when I come tomorrow, I know tomorrow is a washing day. I've got to start washing. I've got to go to do grocery buying. I have to do certain things.
New roster, right?
Yeah, the new roster. I have to pick my granddaughter up at a certain time. Now at the home, my wife works and basically everything is running. I do it. And when she comes home, she got a hot water to bath and a hot meal to eat.
Wow.
But 20 years ago, would we say the same story? No, it wouldn't. No. So this is what you can, therefore I said, in my right hand, this is what I got now. In my left hand is what I had. I will drop this left hand any day of the week. just to make this hand rise higher. And I'll strive.
Amazing.
I will strive as the time goes on to become a better man. So when you become a better man, everything else becomes better.
100%.
My wife loves me now. My children, as I gave you an example, one day my son said, the teacher in school, I don't know who's that man. When the teacher asked, isn't that your dad? My son said, no. And many years later, he apologized. And he said to me, Dad, you know why? You know, one day I said to the teacher, you're not my father. I said to him, son, don't worry. Now that I'm a spectator, I understand it. I understand what she was coming from. Amazing. And you know what? It was a sad thing. And I apologized to him. I said to him, son, you know what? I only wish I did this earlier. I did it earlier because I wanted to be in the world and I wanted to be a family man. It will never work. As we use that example, you will never stand in the two sides of the street at the same time.
Got you.
If people are waiting for bread to be buttered both sides, you're going to wait from now till that kingdom come. You got to make the change.
Absolutely.
You don't wait for somebody to all the time to say that help. You help yourself first.
Correct.
Make the choice. Make the choice today that we speak. I want those people that they see it out there to make the choice. That choice that I made 20 years ago, that I never give the friend the drug. I put it in the checkers packet. I went to the bush and I disposed of it. And I never went back to it. 20 years later, my son that is 20 years now, he don't know nothing. He just know his father. He's a very good man. Very nice dad. Goes with us everywhere. Played ball. I play ball with my sons, you know, things like that. We can have a five-a-side. We played. I even what is one thing that I gave out that bad life? Things like bloomed. It was like beautiful flowers just suddenly appearing in our lives.
Amazing.
And you know what? As it went on, it got better.
Got better?
I'll lie to you and tell you, you know what, me and wife, hey, we're so sainty, we don't have arguments. No, it's nonsense. It's nonsense. We have arguments.
Part of life, right?
But we know to deal with it. And if something happens now it's forgotten. Because later on, I'm still your husband and you're still my wife.
Absolutely.
It's got to be forgotten.
Amazing.
And we walk the walk from there. We learn from our mistakes. We'll get the knowledge from it. So we don't, like if the hole is there, I'm going to go around it. Next time I'll know, you know what, there's a hole there, go around it, don't go over it. Like you see a speed bump, a broken path on your road. You're not going to drive over it.
Sure.
You go around it. So next time when you're coming, even late in the night, isn't the knowledge in your head, hey, around here, there's a same thing I'm saying in life. We've got to use that as our examples. So when we make mistakes, let's get something out of it. Let's get knowledge. A price of a mistake is knowledge.
Correct.
A price of a mistake is knowledge. Don't just make the mistake and lose everything. Gain something from it, that knowledge. So next time, it won't make you to do as bad as you used to do it. That's what I'm saying.
Sebastian, on that note, on those wise words, thank you so much for trusting the space, trusting me.
No problem.
An amazing story. It sounds like a movie. It sounds like a movie.
I told my wife, and she still laughs about it now and then. I told her, Nishani, I have so much of thing inside of me to tell people that I could write a novel. And you know what? I think the characters that I have, each person will have a page or pages of the characters that what we came through. And my life story is I'll name it the life's roster.
Absolutely.
The life's roster where people must know we choose this, we choose it. On a normal day, if you don't do drugs and alcohol, do we not live a roster life?
We do.
We do live a roster life. Every day we do basically the similar things. To all those that are watching, and remember, put God first. And everything in your life will come to pass. But you got to put God first. Put God first. I want you all to, it's an inspiration. And I like to thank the guys that is doing Unfiltered and doing things like them. For you all to remember, there is people that want to expose the viewings and make people understand that there's people out there to help you all. When these people are doing these interviews, it's not to mock people and to show people at a bad life. It's to inspire people. It's more to pick you up than to drop you down. When you were sitting on the floor, you need somebody's hand to pick you up. The Unfiltered people, they are those people. They will pick you up. They'll motivate you all. They'll bring in people like example myself to show you all, you know what, there is a way out of this here. If it was not through this social media things, we won't get our message out there to those people in places that cannot reach people who, when they need to be helped. With this kind of exposure, Mano, you're not just helping a hand for you. You're helping majority of the people in the world we're talking about, around the world. We'll be helping people to let them know, you know what, there is a way. There is a way. So I thank Unfiltered again, to even give me the opportunity to tell my story. And you know what? To motivate you guys out there, there is a way. Don't live those life roster. It's not good for you. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Sebastian, thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
God bless.
No problem.
Guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, follow this channel. I know this story has touched you in some way, that this is a real story. It's a real conversation by real people. And reach out to us. There is a way out.
There is a way out.
Thank you again, Sebastian.